Good morning to my fellow friends and lecturer, Mr. Saw. So today we would like to present about a case study which is about Facebook. I just summarized it, the whole issue revolving around Facebook. So the latest issue that actually hit Facebook is about the data leak scandal, and because of that, it has actually impacted Facebook in a very negative way. So right now, what we'll be doing is to propose some strategies and objectives to actually help Facebook. And my name is Darren Chan, and my group mates will be Tan Wee Ting, Angel Tong, and Toh Kai Ling. Since we are short of one member, one of our group member will be doing two parts, which is human resource and marketing. So I'd like to state the problem statement that I've identified. The first one is that consumers has actually voluntarily gave the consent to Facebook to actually use their data, but by giving them the consent, they are actually not fully aware of the consequences of that. That is one of the main issues of the problem statement. That the second one would be that Facebook actually did not exercise their moral responsibility. As a huge company, they have a moral responsibility to actually protect users' data. But in this case, which is the data leak scandal, they actually did not really exercise their moral responsibility. So that would be the problem statements. Now, I just like to clarify that the SWOT analysis I'll be doing is for overall every department. So the first of all is the strengths. Facebook has definitely high revenue, which makes them a strong company. It's because of their large consumer base also. Due to the large consumer base, they are able to have advertising revenue, which is why they got high revenue. Now, even though they have the strength of high revenue from advertising, they do have weaknesses too. The weakness is that they rely too much on their advertising revenue, which is why is it considered as weakness? Because it is like one of their main source of income, and it's like just only that one, which is what makes it the weakness. Then the second weakness will be about privacy issues, which is the data leak scandal, which kind of shows that Facebook is weak in handling these issues about privacy. But then, even though they do have weaknesses, there are still opportunities for Facebook. One of it is to business diversification. It's because Facebook is only focused on like promoting their service, which is connecting people and all. They do actually have the opportunity to diverse to other part of business. One of the most recent one is the VR, which they bought, and they're trying to develop that technology and try to implement it into Facebook one day. That's one of the opportunities that Facebook is currently going on. Another opportunity is to actually enter new market. And why do I say new market? Because the new market that they can enter to is China. Because as we all know, China currently they actually ban Facebook. They don't have the China population. They actually can't surf in the internet and go into Facebook. So what Facebook has is the opportunity to go in there. By doing so, they can actually have a talk with the government, and maybe talk over with the government, and maybe have some policies and all, so that they can actually unban Facebook from China. So that's actually one of the opportunities, which is a new market. And then there will be threats. The first one is market saturation. When there's Facebook is sort of like hit the peak of its advertising revenues and all. So the growth for the company might actually slow down due to the market saturation. The second threat will be the cybercrime. Because Facebook is a big company and they have a lot of data, it's actually a very attractive target for cyber criminals to attack them and hack their data and everything. Because Facebook collects a lot of important data about users, about people, which is what makes them prone to getting hacked by people as cyber criminals. Now I'll be talking about strategy and objectives. Now, as a CEO, I actually propose to use recovery strategy. Why, you might ask? That's because if you look at it, look at the Facebook data leak scandal, this issue has actually is one of the biggest issue that actually hit Facebook, to the point where Mark Zuckerberg has to go answers, the governments have to go for the meetings and everything. It's actually a very big issue, and this has definitely impacted Facebook very negatively. So what Facebook needs to do is to recover from all these issues and the negative impacts that it has caused. The first objective that I have developed is to develop a mechanism to ensure that users they can be fully aware of the agreement that they have ticked on when using Facebook. The second one will be to change the rules and policy so that third-party application, they cannot simply collect data and then misuse it. We change the policy so that the third-party application can collect data in a whole different way. It's a better, improved way. And the third objective will be to simply improve Facebook's image. Because of this data leak scandal, Facebook's image has definitely been impacted negatively. So what the company should do is to improve back the image. Now I'd like to pass to the finance department to talk about the file. Thank you.
Good morning everyone, I'm Vivek and I will present about the financial department of the Facebook. First, according to the annual report, Facebook annual report of 2017, the amount of the active user has kept declining since 2016. And due to the user do not receive on the usefulness and the reliability and also the trustworthiness from Facebook. And based on this reason, the marketer has lost the confidence toward Facebook, and they had confused that they do not willing to continue the business with Facebook. And based on the problem statement, and I have provided two objectives to recover the problem, and which is providing a sufficient fund to all departments in order to support the implementation for increasing the user base of Facebook, and also the second one is increase the total revenue of Facebook in order to build up the confidences and trustworthiness from marketer toward the Facebook. Next, I will talk about the financial analysis of the company, and according to the table, the growth ratio has showing an increasing trend, which I highlighted the revenue and the operation income and also the net income. It's showing an increasing trend for the past 3 years. And next is the profitability ratio. For the net profit margin, it's also showing an increasing trend for the past 3 years, and the return for investment, which is the return on asset, return on investment, and also equity, is also showing an increasing trend. Then next, I'll talk based on the financial ratio, I figure out the several strategy implementation for the company, and I choose two, which is the revenue, generate more revenue from the advertising part, and also the generate more revenue from the investment part. For the first implementation will be the generate revenue from the advertising. According to the Facebook annual report, the revenue from advertising has increases from $36.89 billion in 2016 to $39.94 billion in 2017, and which is it has increased 46.85% from year 2016 to year 2017, and it means that Facebook has been ability to generate more fund from the revenue of advertising to give support on the effort of other departments. It is a way to getting the funding without any external sources, and it can avoid the interest expenses and the interest rate, such as getting the bank loan. And next I will talk about the second strategy implementation, which is the generate revenue from the investment of company. From the previous slide, show that the investment has showing the revenue from the investment has shown an increasing trend from the table just now I present. So Facebook also have the ability to provide more revenue from their investment part to support the strategy that will create by the other department. Next, I'll talk about the net present value of the company. Based on the previous past 3 years, I has figured out the inflow, which the inflow of the company has increased around 50.4% every year. So according to the average percentage, I figure out the forecast for the next 5 years. Then according to the table, the net present value has shown a positive amount, which is 513 $754.3 million for the total present value. So it shows that the department can be work effectively according their own implementation to achieve the objective. That's all for my part, and I will post to enjoy the continue.
Good morning, Mr. Saw and everyone. Now I would like to continue the presentation by discussing about the operations department. Firstly, I will discuss about the problem statement. The privacy of Facebook has become increasingly more vulnerable to surveillance and commodification to the developing of social media websites. Most of the user experience unconscious on how vulnerable personal information has become the target of cybercrime to aggregate the data and involve in reselling activities. However, it's important for organization of Facebook to retrieve their ability to develop and enhance the operation of service in order to control their privacy rights. So for the part of operation department, there are two objectives, which is first to develop a software as a mechanism to enhance privacy setting, and the second one is to invest and engage potential security experts as a surveillance mechanism against privacy violation. Next, I would like to discuss about the first strategy implementation, which is security expert. The rapidly development of social media had constituted essential privacy and security challenges. The social media had drawn attention of different actors that engage in criminal and illegal activities. Therefore, there are a need to develop a security mechanism for communication technology, especially online social network. The organization should be invested and staffed by the professional support group of operation engineer who offer forefront management and surveillance the main network server of Facebook and database system infrastructure. The active and effective expertise will play an important role as a watchdog and monitor against privacy violation in order able to ensure the personal data information of user able to be protected. The platform operation will be implementing the platform policy against application and developer to preserve the information of user and complete through automated system and managing appeal. The user operation will ensure the Facebook platform remain a secure environment for their user, as well as developing and implementing policy and technology to achieve the objective. And the risk operation will responsible in daily monitoring of transaction ticket inception by proactively disclose and inspect potential fraud and taking legal action. Next, I would like to discuss about the second strategy implementation, which is social privacy protector software. According to the Pew research, the role of social media had paid comparatively less attention on how the issue of privacy and security are influencing the diffusion of structure of social media. So it is important for the organization to aware and understand regarding about the privacy and security issue about which is associated with the social media. The strategy implementation of operation department is developing a software that provides simple and explicit mechanism for the user to further understanding about the privacy and security issue. Social privacy protector architecture able to protect the privacy of some Facebook user by develop the social privacy protector software, which is known as SPP. SPP software composed of several main elements which work in synergy, included friend analyzer Facebook application that is responsible for determining the friend of user which may pose a threat to the user privacy. It will scrutinize the friend list of the user and restore credibility source for each of the friend of user. Next, which is SPP Firefox add-on, is analyzing the privacy setting of user in order to help the user to improve their privacy setting. The software will install in the browser to surveillance the browsing activity of user. It will evaluate the user which sign into the Facebook account and analyze the amount of application installed in the profile and present alert with the installed application that may pose threat to the privacy of user. The application is liable to customize the privacy setting by increasing privacy option setting for different type of user. Furthermore, the organization currently focuses in planning, devising, and developing a new privacy setting interface for Facebook that try to produce consciousness and superior psychological model for the profile audience in order to enhance the ability of user to amend and understand the issue in terms of privacy setting. Facebook should address the current privacy policy by presenting enormous amount of information that require to be concise and introducing legible and user-friendly document. Next, which is the table above shows that the gap check for the operation department. The first strategy is a security expert will be implemented from the year 2018 to 2022 estimate. Then the second strategy is implemented start from the year of 2019. And the table below shows that the operating expenses of the operation department. There are 5 headcount of operation engineer and 5 headcount of software engineer that may require for the implementation strategy. That's all for my part. Next, I would like to pass to Kylie.
Good morning, Mr. Saw and fellow friends. My name is Kylie. I will continue the presentation by talking about Human Resource Department. So first of all, the problem statement of the Human Resource Department is the Facebook is facing a major breach of trust between Facebook and the people who share their data. In this case, the Facebook has the major responsibility to secure the data and provide a better service over the long term. As a head of Human Resource Department, I've come up with 2 objectives, which is the first one, hiring professionals to support Facebook operation of software security, and the second one is training of employees to enhance their competency on the IT operations. After the implementation strategy analysis, I have chosen the top 3 implementation, which is the first one, hire professional API developers. API means application programming interface, which is a platform to secure the data. So, as API developer will make the assessments to personal user information will be more complex, which only the needed information will be posted to Facebook. And the API developer developed this platform which the third-party user cannot request for personal data. And the API developer also will remove the ability to search for a user by a personal phone number or email, which the Facebook will be able to control the third-party application to use their application and also to protect of the amount of data so as to prevent the leaking data issue happens. The second implementation, which is the Facebook will provide a training program for junior employees. The Facebook has the responsibility to provide unique practice in terms of the operation of the entire company, which will make the junior employee be more clear and aware what they want to do in their department. And the Facebook also have to encourage the junior employee in the spirit of blurred decision making and taking risks. In this case, they were not afraid in facing particular risks such as this data leaking issues. And the third implementations will be Facebook is suggesting to hire IT professionals, which will consist of 10 IT professionals. And this IT professional will work in terms of legal compliance, third-party certifications, and the implementation of data, software security, technology control. And the IT professional also will work in manage the internal audit to calculate the documents whether those IT control are as follow as predicted. And this table has shows the human resource expenses based on the department. The first one is human resource department, and the second one is operation department, and the last one is marketing department. Next, I will talk about another department, which is public relation and marketing department. So, as a head of public relation marketing department, there is I will base on the problem statement, which is I found is Facebook had generated about $40 billion in advertising revenue because of the issue of security happened. And the Facebook stock price also declined about 10%, which will affect more than 50 billion of its market value before getting back the attention of the societies. So they have two objectives, which is the first one is to rebuild and enhance the view of society towards the Facebook image, and the second one is to recover the awareness of society towards the brand value of Facebook. And after the implementation strategy analysis, I have come up with top 2 implementations, which is the first one is Facebook have to participate in an event. And participating in an event, which is an ideal opportunity to advertise and communicate with the local customer in Facebook target markets. In this case, the Facebook will be able to connect with the attendees and other business owners, which can enhance their brand values. And Facebook in the event, the Facebook also can require the organizer to include the Facebook name in the t-shirts and also mention Facebook on the printed material, which will the attendees or the other business owner will be see the name of Facebook. In this case, the Facebook will gain awareness of consumer towards the Facebook brand in details. So the second implementation, which is Facebook have to recruit an agency for only focusing on marketing jobs, which is special marketers. In this, the marketers will drive and lead the present marketing communication effort. And in this case, the marketer will create and develop a marketing strategy which is unique in order to compete in the globally, as to get back the attention of consumers. And this table has shows the public relation and marketing expenses, which is they have 2 implementations costs. And the last part, I will talk about how Facebook gain the revenue in order to support their financials. The first implementation is by mobile advertising. Based on the research I made, I have find out there is average user of mobile phone is increasing about 25% accordingly. So the growth of shift from laptop and PC into mobile device is an opportunity to earn more profit for Facebook. And they have a lot of big companies advertise their products and state their promotion event through the Facebook, such as McDonald's, Starbucks, Nike, is all big brands. In this case, Facebook will benefit and gain profit from it when the user click the link on the page with the advertisement poster. The second way is Facebook can get the profit from Facebook marketers. Facebook marketer will select their target user by just pay Facebook an amount of money for a specific time period they want. And in this case, the Facebook marketer can easily add in their target audience, and Facebook can measure the effectiveness of the advertisements. The last, how Facebook gain revenue is from Instagram and Messenger, which is Messenger is its Facebook applications. In Instagram, the user of Instagram will post a photo and click the photo link, which photo sharing into the Facebook. In this connection, the Facebook will earn some profit from it. So the next one is Messenger, which is an application of Facebook. And this Messenger has a huge user base which can benefit to the Facebook. And this Facebook Messenger apps can offer its user to purchase things from a shop, which such as make reservations for a restaurant or buying air tickets. So this have made the consumer be more convenient in terms of purchases, and it will increase the popularity of the brand name of Facebook. Next, this is the revenue earned by public relation marketing department, which is a forecast table, which is to support the financial inflow part. Next, I will pass to Darren to continue the presentations.
Okay, so now I'll just be presenting on the ICT business plan. The whole plan here is to show you how each department has cross-function. So as you can see here, each department is linked to each other somehow. For marketing, as you all know, as mentioned by my teammate just now, they need help from other departments such as the human resource and finance department. The marketing department doesn't need help from operation, that's why you do not see any arrows there. You can see there is the arrows are pointing to human resource and finance. It's because just now, as mentioned before, they need to hire people, and hiring people all costs money. So that's why they need support from the human resource department and finance. Same goes for operations. The operations, they need to hire people, and the implementation of the strategy definitely has cost. So they need support from the human resource and finance department. As for the human resource, most of its help is coming from the finance department, as they need to implement their strategies. Then all of them will actually have their own strategies, which is to actually meet the objective of this company. So this is the ICT business plan. As for the monitor and control, I'm focusing more towards on the developing of the strategies. So as you can see, as the objective has already been set, each department will have to come up with their own strategies. And as they try to implement their strategies, they should monitor the strategies, and then they should answer this question: does it help to meet the objectives? if let's say the strategy does help to meet the objective, then we should continue to use the strategies and control the strategy to maintain it, to make sure that the strategy is going as planned. As if let's say the strategy is not helping, so what they should do is to actually reevaluate their strategies and reevaluate the objective, so that they can actually develop a new strategy to help meet the objective. So, in conclusion, to conclude this whole Facebook case study, Facebook, as I mentioned before, has been hit by a big disaster, which is the data leak scandal. So, what they need to do is to recover from that. And another conclusion that I would say is that to actually recover, each department in the Facebook will actually have to work together and support each other in order to help achieve the objective of the company. So that will be all from my end. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.